Hello and welcome. Today I'm going to be throwing some stats at you today. I've been doing a bit of research recently and I found some really interesting stats. Now, as you know, I'm all about Amazon. Not all about Amazon, but it's my main driver of revenue for my own product business. So I will be talking about Amazon. So let me start at the beginning. When I first started my business, my soft toy business, more than 10 years ago, I did all the usual things. I set up a really makeshift website. I sold on Etsy. I even dabbled on eBay, actually, to be honest. All the kind of usual things that small businesses, especially product businesses, do in the first place. Now, this was really good because, first of all, it helped me validate what my product was doing. It helped me validate all that and made sure that it was a viable business. So I did make sales on Etsy, I did make sales through my website, and it was all great. It was so exciting at the start when you get those first few sales in, and then things start picking up, and it really helped me to validate what I was doing. So I knew I was onto something. So this went on quite a long time, selling on Etsy, trying to perfect the whole Etsy thing, trying to perfect my website. And it got to the point where, yes, sales were coming in, but sales were coming in quite slowly but steadily. And I thought, I want more for my business. I know people like what I'm selling, the soft toys. I know it's a proven concept. I just needed more sales, more people to see what I was actually selling. And I just could not get that traction. And I know a lot of you feel the same as well. It's just you cannot get the traction in your business to make those huge volume of sales. So I obviously started looking everywhere, all the different platforms that were available to me, Amazon obviously being one of them, but I completely dismissed Amazon. I didn't think it was for small businesses like me that were just starting up back then. I thought it was far too complicated. I just didn't think it was the business model for me. Little did I know. But anyway, so yeah, this went on Etsy website, sales dribbling in here and there. And I thought, right, I need to take action here. I'm going to have to do something. So I will just get my stats up now. And I thought, in fact, I think it was probably my husband said, you need to look into Amazon a little bit more, I think, because it's international, which is, I knew at that point I wanted my business to be international, at least sell in Europe, Australia and America. To do that off my own back was going to be a huge learning curve, and I just didn't know what to do. But I knew that you could do it through Amazon. So with a bit of persuasion from my husband, I decided to really go all in and look at everything to do with Amazon. So let me come up with some, these are current facts and figures actually, not from 10 years ago when I started. But so the current stat is that Amazon captures, it's around 37% of the whole e-commerce market worldwide. Now that's pretty massive. So 37% of people who spend money online are spending it on Amazon. And my kind of, when I looked at these stats nearly 10 years ago, it's kind of, similar for the times back then, but it's quite astonishing, the figures. And I thought to myself, well, if there's that 37%, surely some of my ideal perfect customers will be amongst that. Let me find another one. Okay, this is a good one. Nearly 80% of Amazon shoppers are likely to buy from a seller again. That, if they've had a positive shopping experience, which we all make our customers first and we all make sure they have a great shopping experience, don't we? So that was one thing. 80% returning buyers, and actually over the 10 years, that for my business, and I'm not a recurring product, so to speak, it's soft toys, but I do get a lot of return customers. So that is actually accurate. It is right. You do get a lot of returning customers. Amazon Prime membership in the UK has surpassed 15 million subscribers. Now that's massive. Amazon Prime, as you know, is the speedy delivery. You get the TV and music as well, but for this purpose, we're talking about the speedy delivery. So 15 million people in the UK use Prime. Now, I always tell people to think about how you shop, so how I shop as an individual. One of the first things I do if I want something, I go and see if it's on Prime, because I want the fast, speedy delivery. That's it. I'll pay more for it, but that is what I want. So if you imagine 15 million people just in the UK, we're not even talking about America, Europe, or the rest of the world, but 15 million people use Prime the way I use Prime, then again, some of your perfect customers will be amongst that 15 million, guaranteed. Let me have another one. Let me find another one for you. Okay, this is a really interesting one. So UK-based sellers, as in small third-party sellers like you and I, account for over 60% of the platform sales in the UK. So that illustrates that there's a huge opportunity for small businesses, third-party sellers like you and I. We are obviously small brands, small-ish, small to medium, some of them, but small brands. But in that 60%, they'll probably include the big brands like Nike, for example. I always use the Nike example. They're on there as a third-party seller. You're not buying directly from Amazon. They are just using the Amazon platform to get the customers, which is exactly what we do. But 60%, that's nearly two-thirds nearly of places you can buy on Amazon are just like us. So that is a message that I try and get across to my clients, is that there is space for you on Amazon. Let me find another fact. Okay, Amazon has over 300 million active users globally, so around the world. So I sell my products in 15 countries around the world. So amongst those 300 million users, there are definitely a lot of my ideal perfect avatar customers on there, and I know it because I do it. And an average of 197 million shop at least once a month. Now these are massive figures that we're looking at here. And the reason I first got into Amazon nearly 10 years ago, is because I'd been selling small. I'd been on Etsy, small volume of sales, and I wanted big volume of sales. And looking at those stats, Amazon can offer you huge volume of customers. And what Amazon also do is, once you've set everything up properly, there are kind of lots of things you can do to make sure that the Amazon algorithm, the A9 algorithm, positions your product in front of the exact people who want to buy your exact product. So for example, there's lots of things on the back end of Seller Central that I do with my product business to make sure that I target people who are looking for, and I'll give you an example here, who are looking for a blue spacesuit astronaut soft toy. Now that's really specific, but that's how niche you can get your products to, because there will be, out of those 300 million users, there will be someone who's looking for a space toy to gift somebody. And these are all examples from my own product business, by the way. So there will be lots of people who are looking for a space toy, but then people will dig deeper. They want an astronaut. So another one of my keywords is like an astronaut space toy. And then they want to go deeper. They're like, I want a specific colour. I want an orange one, or I want a blue one. So I need to make sure that all my listings are highly positioned and targeted. So out of those 300 million users, the ones that are looking exactly for a blue astronaut soft toy, they'll type that in, and lo and behold, my products will pop up. Try it on Amazon and you'll see they will pop up. And yours will too. This is exactly what I teach in my program, is exactly how to do all these things. We've got the basics setting up, but as we dig a bit deeper, we go into more advanced learning. So this is exactly what we do. We want to get our products in front of our perfect customers who are looking for our exact products. And so all those facts and figures, it shows that there are, in a nutshell, there are millions and millions of people who use Amazon. We already knew that. There are millions and millions of people who come back and buy from the same companies, i.e. our companies. And we know on Amazon that we can tap into those 300 million customers. Obviously, they're all not going to be looking for space astronauts that I sell, but a huge majority will be, and they will be looking on Amazon, and they'll be looking for Prime because they want fast delivery and all the good reviews, all that kind of thing as well. So if, for example, you are in the candle making industry, let's take for example, and you have a niche candle that is, and I'm just thinking off the top of my head, it's a farm related candle business, just let's for the sake of niching. So let's say a farm related niche candle that smells of lavender and bergamot. So somewhere out of those 300 million people, there will be quite a significant amount of people that like the idea of a farm related product. So they'll type in farm, and then they want a candle. So they'll type in candle, and they want a specific scent. So they'll type in lavender, a lavender candle. So all of a sudden you've niched down. And from your customer's point of view, it's almost like magic. So they've typed in the farm-related candle. That's probably not a great example of farm candle, but you know what I mean. We're niching down. So farm-related candle that is lavender and tea tree or whatever it was I said. So there'll be someone who types that in, and because of all the back-end work we've done to set up, your product will literally flash up in front of them. They'll be like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. That's like magic. That's exactly what I was looking for. And that's basically, in a nutshell, how it all works, how Amazon and algorithms work. And you can do the same thing on Etsy. You can do the same thing with your website. You can do the same thing with Instagram. It's all about positioning those keywords, knowing how to position everything, sort the back end out to get your product in front of the customers. So the issue that I had when I first started was Etsy. I love Etsy, but it's nowhere near as huge as Amazon. So yes, the sales were coming through, and yes, I was positioning in front of the perfect customer on Etsy. It was great, but the volume just was not there, the sheer volume. Whereas Amazon, there is the volume. You've got massive amounts of people shopping on there. So anyway, if you want to watch this back, by all means watch it back. It's quite interesting, all the facts and figures. And thank you very much, and have a lovely, lovely day.